Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you. Good evening, everyone. I'm a little speechless, and that doesn't happen very often. But I am so touched by your honor this evening. And I want to first thank Hussein Taib, who brought it to my attention and asked if I would be okay with this, if you could honor me in this fashion. And I was just so genuinely touched that you would think to put together this incredible, wonderful gathering this evening. And of course, I want to thank Dr. Khan and the rest of the membership for opening up your house of worship here, a house that I have visited a number of times, as many of you know, throughout the last 7.5 years of my tenure as U.S. Attorney. A tenure which I feel so honored and privileged to have served in that role. And I still have to go that and try to remove myself, because I still look around. I want to thank all my colleagues, my former colleagues, who are here this evening. And as I said during the last couple of weeks, as I was leaving the office a few weeks ago, and during my farewell ceremony at the courthouse, that one of the greatest things that I feel in leaving the office is feeling secure with the knowledge that the great relationships that we have established, the work that we have really expanded upon, because when I became U.S. Attorney, Bridges was already in place, but I felt that with my active participation and really collaborating with my own colleagues, in particular Jim Farmer and Alok Chakrabarty, who have been members of Bridges for so many years, that I really became enveloped in that relationship, in that forum, which for me was very, very important to the work of the U.S. Attorney's Office. One of my priorities when I became U.S. Attorney was, and the top priority of any U.S. Attorney is really to do everything they can to keep the community safe, to work with their law enforcement partners, both on a federal, on a state level, on a local level, to keep you safe. But more importantly, to work with the community and have the community own it, that it's part of their responsibility as well, that we all work hard together to make sure that we're all safe. And one of the things that I appreciated so much about Bridges was that it was a forum that gave us the opportunity for the community to have access to government officials, to have a line of communication. And for us, as importantly, it was an opportunity for us to hear the concerns of the community, and to brainstorm and figure out how can we make things better? How can we work to make sure that the civil rights of Muslims in particular, because that Bridges targeted that way, or focused on our Muslim, Arab, and Sikh community representatives and community members, how can we work together so that government really hears us and listens to us, and we work together to improve things? And I felt that as the leader of the office, I really had to be engaged. I had to be there to hear the community. And I'll be honest with you, I think many of you know this because you've heard me say this before. For me, it wasn't an eye-opener, it was an education. I didn't know much about Muslims. I didn't know how diverse that community was. I didn't know much about Islam. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate and value that opportunity, and knowing as much as I do at this juncture in my life. I think that's part of the problem. So many people do not take the time to learn about the differences in others, and not just about the Muslim community, but other communities as well. And I think that's why you have the biases, the bigotry, the prejudice, born out of fear, born out of ignorance. And so I say that I am a woman who has cared solely, not just about the Muslim community, but I think one of the speakers earlier said it. I very much care about everyone in this country feeling like an equal, being accepted for who you are, regardless of where you're born, regardless of the color of your skin, regardless of the religion that you practice, regardless of the language that you speak. And I think that in bridges that sought to do that, to bring the community together, to work with the government, to make things better, to keep us all safe. But broadening up from that was the Civil Rights Unit that I established. And I am so proud of that effort, as well as our Public Affairs and External Engagement Office, to again make our office, a federal government office, accessible to that community, easy to reach. We don't want folks feeling afraid to call us, concerned, unsure of what to expect when you make that complaint, or you issue, or you say what your concern is. We want to be there for you. And I have to say that certainly through the Civil Rights Unit that we established, as well as the leadership that I have left behind, I have no doubt that what has been and will continue to be in place is hard-working and dedicated prosecutors and administrative and support staff that will be completely committed to making sure that the civil rights of all are protected, and of those in this room. And that makes me proud, and it makes me feel good about going forward, especially as I'm sure, and I was talking before at our table, we were talking about, I see what's happening on CNN and MSNBC and Fox occasionally, and I read the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal and the Globe, so I see it, but I haven't felt it really. But we were talking earlier, there are many members in the community who are afraid right now, afraid to speak, afraid to dress a certain way, afraid to do certain things that they felt very comfortable doing just, perhaps even 6 months ago. But this has been happening, and so it looks frightening right now, and it looks very treacherous and dangerous on occasion. But I am really, really hopeful, because this is a great, great country. I wouldn't be standing before you, given the life that I've led, if it wasn't a great country. And think of all of the moments in time that this country has survived through. A civil war, World War I, World War II, the civil rights movement. And so I think we're in another huge movement right now. But I do say that not only the strength in this room, but when we connect with others as well, and other minority groups, and women, and people who bear any difference, who may be feeling set aside, minimized, and alienated right now, that it's important that we work together, not only just in this room, but in our entire community. There is strength in numbers. There's strength. The voices get louder. The message can become much more persuasive. But I hope that it is done, and I have faith that it will be done in a peaceful way, and not by some of the stuff that we're seeing, because that, I'm sure that frightens many of us in this room. So we have to do our best to be engaged forcefully, but peacefully, loudly, and persuasively, but peacefully. And so I just want to close, because I know we've been here for some time, and I just want to leave you with the knowledge that you all have become and have been so very special to me. And this part of the work that I've done in the office with my incredible colleagues, with the leaders, with the line prosecutors, and the rest of the staff in our office, in the U.S. Attorney's Office. My husband earlier said, you keep saying our office. I'm working on getting removed, but the U.S. Attorney's Office is a tremendous, it's a tremendous office with tremendous people. And I have left it in a way that it will serve you, in the way that you need to be served, and other communities as well. And so I want to thank you for this honor. I feel like the message that I've been trying to give and been involved in for the last 7 years has been heard. I'm so touched by your words and your thoughts of me, and how I have touched you. And so I thank you, and you all mean a lot to me, and this especially.